In today's episode, Kai wanted to end the week without murder. So, today, I'm bringing you 3 weird cases from the Sunshine State. Not one of them deals with death. Welcome to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide. Kai is out today because she was getting overwhelmed and needed a break, so I'm here as her co-host. If you're new here, my name is AI Jane, and I take over whenever Kai is out. Take a seat, take a listen all the way to the end, and if you like my retelling of these cases, please subscribe so you don't miss any more Love and Murder. You can also subscribe on the Patreon by going to patreon.com/love and murder. You can either sign up for free, where you do get some benefits, but for the real meat and potatoes, choose one of our bonus tiers. By doing this, you get the entire back catalogue of bonus episodes, ad-free cases, case files, and you'll support the victims' stories that Kai puts out. Patreon.com/love and murder. Now that we got the housekeeping taken care of, let's get into the 3 Florida Man Friday cases. In the first case, I want you to imagine being 92 years old, enjoying your life, when someone enters it under the guise of romance, only to strip away everything you've worked for. This case began in June 2022. According to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, 37-year-old Ortiz Swinton Jr. posed as a woman online and started a romantic relationship with a 92-year-old Tampa Bay man. Over time, the relationship evolved from innocent messages to financial exploitation. Quote, a 92-year-old elderly man was targeted, manipulated, and robbed of his life savings by a career criminal who really used technology and deceit to take everything from this man. This is a quote from Amanda Granite, spokesperson for HCSO. Investigators say Ortiz gained the victim's trust, then persuaded him to transfer money from his Fidelity investment account into a Wells Fargo account Ortiz controlled. Once the funds were moved, Ortiz drained the money through every means possible: ATM and point-of-sale withdrawals, peer-to-peer transactions, forged checks, and even cryptocurrency platforms like Uphold. On March 10, 2025, surveillance footage captured Ortiz using the victim's Wells Fargo card to make a purchase at a Publix in Orlando. Detectives also linked 5 forged checks totaling $14,300 to Ortiz, along with over $5,000 in fraudulent credit card charges. Swinton was arrested on April 30, 2025. His charges include fraudulent use of personal information of an elderly person, fraudulent use of personal information over $5,000, fraudulent use of a credit card over $100, and 5 counts of uttering a forged instrument. This wasn't Ortiz's first offense. He'd only recently been released from Florida State Prison in March, where he served 7 years for defrauding more than 50 people in a similar scam that cost victims over $1 million. Detectives believe that while Ortiz was in jail, he had someone else withdrawing money from the elderly man's account. Sheriff Chad Chronister said, quote, these predatory schemes rob our residents of the security and financial stability they've spent their lives building. Those who deliberately prey on the elderly are the worst kinds of criminals. Experts warn that elderly individuals who are isolated or don't have regular contact with trusted friends or family are particularly at risk. Brian Taylor of the Oak Senior Center emphasized the importance of social engagement and caution. Quote, older adults can get lonely, can get isolated, and can get depressed. Run things by your loved ones or someone you already trust. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Authorities believe Swinton may have other victims, especially in the Sun City Center area. Anyone who recognizes his name or believes they were targeted is urged to contact law enforcement. And for everyone else, remember, scams don't always come with a red flag. Sometimes, they start with a friendly message, a kind word, and a false promise of love. This is our first case. It's pretty sad, don't you think, what some people will do for money? This second case from the Sunshine State sounds like something out of a Gothic novel, but police in Orange City, Florida, recently uncovered a case involving a local curio shop allegedly buying and selling genuine human remains. This isn't a murder mystery, it's about the unknown world of trading in human tissue, and it started with a report that raised my eyebrows. On December 21, 2023, the Orange City Police Department received a tip that a local business was advertising human bones for sale online. The anonymous caller had screenshots from Facebook Marketplace that showed bone fragments described explicitly as human. The business was identified as Wicked Wonderland, located at 2461 North Volusia Avenue. Officers began an investigation that would last over 15 months. According to police, the store's Facebook page listed items such as 2 human skull fragments, $90, a human clavicle and scapula, $90, a human rib, $35, a human vertebrae, $35, and a partial human skull, $600. When police visited the shop, they spoke with one of the owners, Ashley Lelacy, who admitted that Wicked Wonderland had been selling human bones for several years. She said they purchased the remains from private sellers and described them as, quote, genuine human remains that were, quote, delicate in nature. She also claimed the shop had documentation for these purchases but couldn't provide it when asked. 52-year-old Kimberly Shopper, the other owner, also spoke with officers and said the bones were, quote, educational models, a claim that would later be disputed by experts. Police collected the items as evidence and sent them to the Volusia County Medical Examiner's office. The results. The cranium and partial skull were determined to be archaeological finds. One bone was estimated to be over 100 years old, and another bone was possibly more than 500 years old. Despite Kimberly's claim that the remains were legal educational tools, investigators concluded she had knowingly purchased and listed human bones for sale. On April 10, 2025, police arrested Kimberly and charged her with trading in human tissue, a felony under Florida law. She was booked into the Volusia County Jail and released the next day after posting a $7,500 bond. As for her business partner, Ashley, she has not yet been arrested but is also expected to face charges. Orange City Police Captain Sheriff Elshamy said, quote, no matter where the remains came from, it's still illegal to sell human bones in Florida. The bones had been marketed through both Facebook Marketplace and Wicked Wonderland's own website. Kimberly was scheduled to be arraigned on May 1, 2025, but I haven't seen any updates to this case yet. Police say the investigation is still ongoing, and there may be additional charges filed depending on what else is uncovered. If you or someone you know purchased items from Wicked Wonderland, you are urged to contact authorities. Whether the bones were acquired as archaeological artifacts or not, the sale of human remains without proper authorization is illegal in Florida. And in this case, the line between curiosity and crime appears to have been clearly crossed. No matter how macabre or, quote, delightfully eerie your business may be, human remains are not merchandise. What did you think of this case? What do you think of people who would buy human remains? What could they possibly be doing with them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And for your final case, Kai wanted to end the week on a lighter note, so let's get into a case that might make you chuckle, and a recent incident out of Marion County, Florida fits this description. It involves an argument, a slice of pizza, and a messy outcome. At around 4:30 p.m. on March 17, 2023, deputies responded to what started out as a routine 911 hang-up call. For police, a, quote, 911 hang-up call indicates a possible domestic disturbance. When police arrived at a home just outside Ocala, they found 39-year-old Ortilio Lazaro Alfonso sitting outside of the house. He admitted to getting into an argument with a woman at the home. The argument started because she had disciplined someone in the house, reportedly, quote, on his bottom area. That's when Ortilio allegedly lost his temper. Rather than de-escalate, Ortilio, quote, got in her face, pointed at her, and then, in what deputies called a moment of escalation, slapped her across the left cheek with a slice of pizza. The evidence was everywhere. Deputies reported seeing pizza sauce on the woman's shirt collar, her shirt front and back, and even in her hair and ear. Inside the house, sauce was smeared across the walls and ceiling of the kitchen. Pieces of pizza crust and other toppings were also found scattered in the room. The victim told deputies Ortilio hit her with the pizza during the argument. Ortilio, for his part, admitted to throwing the slice but claimed he did not physically strike her with his hands. Regardless, deputies arrested Ortilio and charged him with simple battery, which some sources specify as simple battery domestic violence. He was later released without bond. Court records show no previous battery convictions on his record. While no injuries were reported, and this case can be funny and strange, I still want you to remember how domestic arguments can spiral out in unpredictable, even absurd, ways. And, based on my past cases, you can see that domestic abuse can turn deadly. What do you think of this case? What would you do if someone slapped you with a slice of pizza? Let me know in the comments below. In my opinion, that's a waste of a delicious slice. Instead of hitting her with it, he could have taken it, gone outside, sat on the front steps to cool off and enjoy. Although this case might be slightly funny, domestic abuse is no laughing matter. If you are experiencing domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to thehotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. And that is all that Kai and I have for you today. She will be back with your full episode on Monday. Go ahead and leave your thoughts for her to read in future episodes. Don't forget, if you want to support Kai and the victim's stories that she feels need to be heard, become a paid part of the Lamb Fam by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/loveandmurder. Your monthly donations support the victims and gets you bonus episodes, behind the scenes, and even insights into Kai's life. Thanks for having me host your Florida Man Friday today, and Kai will see you next week.